This is Akashvani. In the weekly program Current Affairs, now we bring you a discussion on Union Cabinet approval for India AI mission to strengthen the AI innovation ecosystem. The participants are Gulshan Rai, cyber security expert, and Pawan Duggal, cyber security expert, and Kaushik Roy, anchor.
Artificial intelligence AI is the intelligence of machines or software as opposed to the intelligence of living beings. It is a field of study in computer science that develops and studies intelligent machines. These machines are known as AI. AI technology is widely used throughout industry, government, and science, and most of us use AI every day. The growing use of artificial intelligence in the 21st century is influencing a societal and economic shift towards increased automation, data-driven decision-making, and the integration of AI systems into various economic sectors and areas of life. In a significant step to encourage artificial intelligence development in India, the Union Cabinet on Thursday gave a green signal to the national level IndiaAI mission with a budget outlay of 10,371.92 crore rupees. The decision came against the backdrop of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's multiple references to the developments in AI space and how India can be a huge contributor to it. To discuss various aspects of India AI mission, we have two very eminent cyber security experts, Mr. Gulshan Rai and Mr. Pawan Duggal, as our panelists. Welcome to the studio, sir. And first of all, we begin with Mr. Gulshan Rai. Sir, what is your take on the India AI mission?
Thank you, Kaushik sir. First of all, inviting me to the studio to talk about an important subject, an important policy decision, an important decision of the Government of India, particularly the last days before we go for election of this government, of such an important announcement there. I think government has fulfilled its policy framework decision, the promise which they made to the country, particularly the artificial intelligence there. No, as you said, artificial intelligence has become a part and parcel of a daily life. Whether you are sending SMS or sending email or listening audio, listening video there, AI has been used in almost all applications. Today we cannot do anything without some component of AI from morning to evening if we are as and when we are on the electronic medium, whether mobile, laptop or communication aspect there. Now the yesterday's announcement by the government on the AI mission has 6 key features, key highlights, if I say. The first highlight is a massive AI computing power, where it is the entire computing power in the AI, artificial intelligence usage generation will require a infrastructure. It is a power guzzling kind of a system required huge computing power with large power and large kind of a computing power as well as the power. This entire program is being supposed to run in a public-private partnership with the setting up high enabling, high governance artificial intelligence system. The second key highlights of the mission is AI marketplace and fundamental models there, in which this program will enable establishment of AI marketplace, which will be designed to offer pre-trained models and AI as a service providing one-stop shop for resource critical for AI development. The third highlight is focus on startup and funding. Entire development in the technology in the cyber area is the startup was playing a very, very key and important role there. All AI startups, engines or AI development is basically taking up startup and then passing over to the bigger company. If you recall, the chatbot, the chat GPT was developed by the startup there. So you can see the startups are playing a big role. This is the third key mission of this entire program, to encourage startup, to provide funding to startup, to skill the startup, to participate and create the algorithm AI capabilities.
And at this stage, I'd just like to ask Mr. Pawan Duggal also that the India is already known as a innovation and startup hub. And sir, how do you view the India AI mission? And as Mr. Rai was saying that the India AI compute capacity. This ecosystem will comprise AI compute infrastructure of 10,000 or more graphic processing units, that is GPUs, built through public-private partnership, which will act as a one-stop solution for resources critical for AI innovation.
So clearly, this coming up represents a quant for India, primarily as the biggest democracy in the world, the most populous nation in the world, has now decided to demonstrate its thought leadership on how AI can be used as an efficient tool for not just economic growth, but also for social transformation. Apart from powering the growth of the Indian society and the Indian nation at large. Now, when I look at experiences around the world, I find that this kind of experiment of this magnitude has not been undertaken in the world. So, to a large extent, this is now going to be a benchmarking standard, as other nation states are going to use the Indian example for purposes of setting up appropriate global benchmarking standards. And given the unique vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, use the emerging technology of AI for the benefit of nation, society, and the all section of the Indian nation, I think it's a remarkable step forward, because it's not only showing the commitment of the government towards this new technology, but is also showing how social transformation is going to be aided by more adoption, more penetration, and creating more awareness about the unlimited potential and opportunities thrown up by these newly emerging technologies.
And another aspect that I would like you to dwell upon is that India AI Innovation Center will also be set up, and it will undertake the development and deployment of indigenous large multimodal models and very domain specific foundational models in critical sectors. Since this deals a lot with cyber security, which you deal with on a daily basis, I would want your response to India AI Innovation Center.
India AI Innovation Center is a very right step in the right direction and represents the commitment of the government towards AI. This particular innovation center is going to go ahead and promote all kinds of innovation of indigenously developed language model algorithms. But as we go forward, it's very important that we need to look at the foundational realities of cybersecurity. The way India is currently growing in terms of its progress, of what it's actually demonstrating, a lot of state and non-state actors are not particularly very happy with the progress of. So the chances of the cybersecurity of the Indian AI ecosystem being potentially breached is going to be relatively high. So we must be alive and mindful of this new ground challenge, and therefore start working simultaneously on making the Indian AI ecosystem more cyber secure. Because if the cybersecurity breaches take place in this ecosystem, the problem is that a lot of progress that India will make could potentially be aimed to be prejudicially impacted. So we should work on cybersecurity. This assumes even more significance given the fact that India does not have a dedicated law on cybersecurity. Our national cybersecurity policy of 2013 is already with us. The government is working on a new national cybersecurity strategy. But I think securing AI ecosystem is going to be a very important priority and thrust area for the government as we move forward towards strengthening and empowering the India AI Innovation Center.
Mr. Rai, I would also like to know from you about the India AI Datasets platform, which is expected to streamline access to quality, non-personal datasets for AI innovation.
See, ultimately, the large language model, which you spoke about just a minute ago there, they require certain formats, certain data, and in certain formats there. So if we have a standard data set, large data set particularly, it helps in building the overall program and overall model. Today, the entire software programming has changed a lot than what it used to be, let us say, 10 years ago. Today, it's slightly different there. Today you have a ready-made data set, building blocks. Data sets are nothing like a building blocks. These building blocks, if we are available readily, it is easy for the programmer to write a bigger program and create the entire scenario there. It enhances the speed, enhances the quality, and it reduces the cost also. And a particularly AI data set, as you require very large kind of a data to train the system and to predict, to analyze the things there. So these large data sets will be a kind of a necessary to in this such AI development program.
Mr. Duggal, the India AI Application Development Initiative has also been announced, and in which AI applications in critical sectors for the problem statements sourced from central ministries, state departments, and other institutions will be taken up. So, how do you view this, and what would you like to say on this?
Well, it's a good step, primarily because when we are talking about the AI ecosystem, you will have to take all stakeholders together. So the perception that AI and its penetration and its creations of more capacities for adoption has to be only a governmental approach will have to now give way to a much more broader vision where public-private partnership will have to also contribute in a remarkable manner. Also, there's not going to be a single element, a single ministry, a single governmental agency that's going to be free from the effects of.
Mr. Rai, Mr. Pawan Duggal was talking of India AI datasets platform. So, what is your take on the India AI Application Development Initiative? Because this will be sourced from central developing and scaling, promoting the adoption of impactful AI solutions with potential for catalyzing large-scale socio-economic transformation.
As I said, AI is now part and parcel of the technology area and individual life also there. Now, AI has large number of potential application in the professional sector and the socio sector. And if you look at the AI is being used very, very liberally and intensively in the medical sector to predict behavior of what will happen after 10 years, whether the particular person will go through this, will predict the trend, which kind of a disease it will come to him or her. That's a bigger kind of a deeper study going on. Even you talk about a heart attack, you talk about the liver problem, you talk about kidney problem, you talk about lungs problem, or talk about the neuro problem. AI is being intensively used to project and forecast and predict what is going to come. That's one. So health sector is being heavily used. Then it comes to critical sector. Now, how the performance of the particular machinery, particular equipment, and the process is happening, even to predict the breakdown of the system there. That's the second part in critical application. The third part in the critical sector is to securing the system. The AI system keeps on studying the entire scenario, the usage of the system, and also predict, also forewarn if any intrusion is coming to the system for spoiling or for attacking the system. That's a third aspect of the in the critical sector there. And similarly, you feel that AI will make the education sector very, very useful and very, very easy. You can create a simulated program, simulate exercise, simulate the entire thing. See, the everybody learns more when it sees the videos
Absolutely.
happening over there. So if you create that model, you create those application program. Application program requires a data sets there, and you create a video model. Any child or anyone will understand the subject very well. In the skill development, this is needed there. See, look at the medical education. You look at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. If you have the X-rays of the patient visiting in the hospital stored there, you can modulate the X-rays and see if you move like this, if the image is like this, it will lead to this problem. So by simulating exercises, your skilling, creating this is become important, and that requires the application and that requires the data sets there. So entire program which has come yesterday, that it's a complete, comprehensive, integrated program which will pave the way for India to emerge AI is a country of the AI development, AI capable. See, India is a leader when you talk about software development. If you remain the leader, if you want to remain to the cutting edge of the software development, $200 billion kind of a thing which you are talking about, we need to skill, we need to implement, integrate AI into a program. That's the future. So it will help India to remain on the cutting edge. It will remain India to move toward efficiency and productivity, and
Right.
will move India to achieve a Viksit Bharat program of the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Duggal, India AI Future Skills is conceptualized to mitigate barriers to entry into AI programs and will increase AI courses in undergraduate, masters, and further studies. As Mr. Rai was saying, that the AI is going to be what would make India Viksit Bharat by 2047, if not earlier. So, how do you look at this? And are you going to also, are you looking at something like specialized courses in AI for the students who want to take up pure sciences?
I think the transformational role of artificial intelligence is transforming the Indian economy and the nation is very well established. However, I don't think we'll have to wait till 2047. The way the developments are taking place, AI is going to become an engine for growth for India in the next few years by 30s or whatever. But having said that, you have to be mindful of the fact that merely having this program may not completely help us get the complete results. You will need, as a nation, work and build on the legal policy and ramifications of AI. At a time when different countries have already started legislating on artificial intelligence law, whether it's China, whether it's the European Union or New York, the time has come where India needs to have a dedicated legal framework. Because if you're going to have that particular law, because the Indian Information Technology Act 2000 is thoroughly inadequate for dealing with this. Further, you need to be appreciative of the fact that we will require not just technical courses, but also legal and policy courses on AI. AI is impacting almost every sector. I'm running 4 courses on artificial intelligence and law online. And the kind of response that we are getting from global students and professionals is very clear that this is an evolving space of law and that people are interested in knowing what exactly is happening in AI legal and policy space and how it's going to be. So if India could potentially take the thought leadership, stipulating audits for AI systems, in ensuring that the bias and discrimination AI algorithms can be reduced to the bare minimum possible, to the extent that we are ensuring that at the end of the day, this particular AI systems should become the basis for further growth. I think it will be a great supplemental effort to this broad initiative that has been launched by government. And these will have to go hand in hand as we go forward to make India an AI nation.
Absolutely, Mr. Duggal. I'm sure that the government is aware of the fact, the legal aspects of what you have spoken, and very soon, post the 18th Lok Sabha elections, the stakeholders will definitely formulate the policies, or rather the legal aspects will be looked into in detail. Mr. Rai, India AI Future Skills, we spoke of a little bit earlier also. And it is conceptualized to mitigate the barriers into further data, and AI labs will be set up in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities across India to impart foundational level courses. I think this is also a very welcome move of the government.
Certainly. Ultimately, you got to bring revolution and the deployment of technology, exposure to technology across the country. If you want to make the India, if you want to have the, economic power of the world, you need to take these technology things inside the country. Today, everything is becoming technology enabled there. We need to skill our people. We need to set up those incubation center infrastructure to train, update skill, as well as use those skills in creating the application program and thereby the employment there. This whole thing is a kind of a multiplier impact there. I think the entire thing will take some time to come in a full force, but it is a good program, good comprehensive program. I'm glad to see the comprehensivity of the entire program. If implemented properly, it will lead to a boom both in the economy as well as the skill, as well as the technology adoption in the country.
Sir, can you also throw some light on the India AI startup financing? Because I think this is also a very important aspect. And though the India AI mission is being given an initial outlay of 10,371.92 crores, I think the India AI startup financing will help a lot in financing the developments so far as AI in India is concerned.
No, absolutely. This is the third key highlights of the entire program announced by the cabinet. See, as I said in my earlier questions there, the development largely in the frontal to tech area, first development is initiated in the startup sector, where the younger boys and girls from the different institutions, they come and start learning and start developing the basic kind of a scenario there. So the startup requires some money. We fund this program. If we fund this program, Indian startup from India, the IP will remain India. That IP will be used for a variety of purposes for further development work over there. So we need to fund the startup to grow this area, and these startup can act as a seed in the entire development program there. Startup, they require money, they require infrastructure. In one of the earlier thing you said, 10,000 GPU. AI requires those processing unit, hard computing power processing unit. So install at the AI, offer those services is kind of a setting up the data centers for the AI, where the startup will come, incubate, and develop the application. It is going to be a completely a large program in due course of time. Small problems can be done by startups.
In the last 10 years of the Narendra Modi government, we have seen India emerge as a startup and innovation hub. India has also taken giant strides in space sector and cutting-edge technology. What more can we expect, especially in science, technology, and artificial intelligence in the coming years?
You see, I tell you, in any kind of activity, you take an example of a power plant. The cost of the technology part is smaller when you compare the cost of the entire power plant. But then the technology drives the efficiency, productivity, and the output of that particular power plant. You take banking sector, who goes to the branch? Mr. Kaushik, you will not be going to the branches. Everything is moved to ATMs. Everything is moved to the UPI-based payment and all kind of a scenario. They all use AI. And AI will be within the technology system. AI will be the heart of the technology system there. So the entire thing, the cost will not be much, but it will create the economy in this country, making it more efficient, more productive, and it will drive the economy. If you have a better, efficient power plant, the usage will be better, industry will use it better.
And Mr. Duggal, the government has also said that safe and trusted AI is the need for adequate guardrails to advance the responsible development, deployment, and adoption of AI. And this will be a safe and trusted AI pillar that will enable the implementation of responsible AI projects, including the development of indigenous tools and frameworks.
Surely, this is only reflecting what the vision of the government of India is. The government realizes the immense potential of artificial intelligence as a transformational technology to transform the nation and its citizens. But at the same time, is cognizant of the fact that over-regulation of AI could potentially be leading to overkill. And therefore, the focus of the government has been that we must try to establish safe, secure, reliable, and resilient, as also responsible artificial intelligence, which can be more accountable and transparent. That's why the independent emphasis that has been put up on putting guardrails is a kind of a mindset or a kind of a perspective that's increasing finding currency and approval across the world. Because while countries like China have gone ahead and over-regulated the area of generative artificial intelligence by coming up with an exhaustive law on generative artificial intelligence, India is focused that we want to basically make sure that the risk to the public of the common Indians is reduced to the barest extent possible. We need to make AI more accountable, responsible, and transparent, because for a majority of stakeholders, AI continues to be a mere black box. But then having these things is important. And another welcome announcement the government has made is that they would, the later part of this year, be coming up with a Digital India Act. And they are likely to have a particular specific chapter on artificial intelligence as part of the Digital India Act. So all said and done, these are different strategies. Even recently, on the 1st of March 2024, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has issued an advisory asking all AI stakeholders to ensure that their generative AI platforms are not biased, do not engage in discrimination, and also do not go ahead and disturb or prejudicially impact the integrity of the electoral process.
True.
So the government of India, in a very measured and very, very reasonable approach as far as the regulation of responsible AI in India is concerned.
And Mr. Rai, to end, your take on safe and trusted AI.
See, lot of decisions are going to be dependent on the use of AI and AI application. That's one. Number two, you do see, and there is a lot of worry of the fake images, AI generated images, because it's intelligence, artificial intelligence. Therefore, the skilling or testing or the trustful AI is essential if we have to spread out, if we have to use AI in gainful manner. It's very, very essential that AI algorithm tested. It is for this purpose that the Prime Minister program says socially impactful AI application, safe and ethical AI development. So we need to have AI regulation where the AI algorithms are developed which are trustful. They are not going to mislead it. Particularly if you look at cybersecurity, they should detect the attacks which is coming on, but they should not start attacking the system there by themselves. So therefore, the ethical use of AI, safe use of AI, trustful algorithm AI is the essential component of the AI program. And it is good for the society, it's good for the mankind that we develop, because this is artificial intelligence. It cannot replace a man.
Absolutely.
Detection is next to impossible there before the damage is done.
On that very positive note, Mr. Rai and Mr. Duggal, we thank you for joining us today on this very lively and informative discussion. India AI mission will drive forward creativity and enhance internal capabilities, safeguarding India's technological autonomy. It also aims to generate employment opportunities that require advanced skills, tapping into the country's demographic advantage. Thank you so much for joining us.
You were listening to a discussion on Union Cabinet approval for India AI mission to strengthen the AI innovation ecosystem. The participants were Gulshan Rai, Cyber Security Expert, and Pawan Duggal, Cyber Security Expert, and Kaushik Roy, Anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.